After having such a great panel discussion, let's move on to our last technology presentation of the day, which is digital transformation in customer experience. To present that, we have with us Mr. Nilesh Marathi, Sales Specialist Leader, India and SAC, Avaya. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Over to you. Look forward to a great presentation.
Thank you, Pradishta. Hope I'm audible. Uh, and it's just taking a minute to share my screen. All right, so hope you can hear me and see my desktop as well. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nilesh Marathe. I'm a sales specialist leader at Avaya, India and SAC. So today we are going to talk about the experiences that matter, or the customer experience, or the digital transformation in the customer experience, right? The topic, but the key element here is the experience, right? And to be specific, it's a customer experience. Now, last few years, if you notice, several organizations have created a specific position that focuses on the customer experience, and there is a good reason to do that, right? Because experience matters. The experience that organization delivers to their customers really matters, and that's why there is a focus that we have chief experience officer in so many organizations just focusing on the customer experience. Now, the customer, when we say customer experience, it is just not about the customer experience or the experience that the end customer goes through, right? What we believe is the employee experience contributes to a great extent to the customer experience, right? So here what we believe is the customer experience is important, but at the same time the employee experience is equally important, right? And that is what delivers the ultimate customer experience the organizations look for, right? Because and the importance of the customer experience is, there is a, the phrase, recall, I forgot the author who wrote it, but it goes something like, the people may forget what you tell them, what you s- you know for, people may forget what you said. They may forget, what you did for them, but they remember, and they remember it for a long time. How did they feel about it, right? When they did the transaction with the organization, they did visited the website, or there was any transaction either online or in person, right? That the experience or the feel that stays forever, and that's why delivering that experience is really important, right? And while we are focusing on the customer experience, what has caused us to do so is the trending changing trends in technology, right? A lot has changed in last 5 7 years, or even I would say a decade, and the pace of change has only increased in last few years, right? I'm sure you also believe in that. You would have seen those change happening around you, with you, within your organization and outside your organization as well, right? So that factoring that change has, kind of forced organization to change the business models. They relook at the go-to market, relook at the way offer our services and products to our customers, and so on. Because in this context, I very recently I came across very interesting statistics that talks about, the longevity of the organization, and the stats really talked about the listed organizations, right? All the listed, they studied the listed companies, listed on the stock exchanges, right? They studied the listed organizations across the world, and the conclusion was that the longevity of the business of the listed organization in last 50 years has come down from 60 years to 18 years, right? So the life of a business, what it was 50 years ago, is now one third. That, and what has caused this change is the technology, right? The whether this, you would say, the why some of the businesses that perish, and we see around us, right? The businesses that we used to engage with 10 years back, are the how many of those businesses are still around us, right? How many of businesses we still continue engaged with? So, those are the things. You might say, what happened? Some of the businesses did not innovate. Some of the businesses did, and they survived, and so on, right? But the important thing is, those businesses were relevant. The businesses which survived were relevant. They made themselves relevant for their end customers, right? Through innovation, through the customer experience, and customer experience played a very important role in that particular thing, right? And if you look at our customers, because the customer experience focuses on the customer, and while we do that, we look at what the customer is looking for. And I remember vividly, and I'm sure some of you also do, is not too far ago, right? 5 years back or 7 years back, we used to do an exercise of the Gen X customers, Gen Y customers, Gen Z customers, right? And we used to put a attribute to the customer segmentations. Okay, these are the customers who, let's say, the baby boomers who like the in-person interactions more than the digital interactions. The Gen Z prefer, the digital transactions, social media, and so on and so forth, right? So we kind of used to put the customers in the bucket, and then say define the attributes of those buckets. Now, uh, how relevant is that? That's in especially during the pandemic, a post pandemic, we see that example is my father, who's 72-year-old, um, never really liked doing transaction on mobile phone. He would go to the ATM to draw money. He will always pay the shopkeeper in cash, taking money out from his wallet and so on, right? But pandemic forced him to use the Google Pay and Paytm and likes of those applications. Right now, he's very comfortable with that. Right, at certain point in time when the lockdown was announced, and in certain period, he even refused to do the transaction in cash. Right, so it's like the point here is a lot of things have changed, and that has changed the consumer behavior, right? And that's why the customer, you can't really label a customer that this segmentation does only this and want this, and other segmentations want other things, and so on, right? And Gartner has put a label to the today's customers. They call it as everything customer, because everything customers, they want everything, right? What do they want? Is basically they want everything. They want organizations to be connected, but also at the same time they want to be left alone, right? You send too many messages, that they hate it. But they also expect you to keep them updated on the purchases that they made, if there are any issues or information relevant for them, etc., etc., right? And they want more of a self-service. Hey, let me do stuff on my own. But they also expect the human interaction. They expect somebody to help them out if they are stuck, right? So they want, basically they want everything, right? That is what we are looking at, because most of the time the focus is on digital. And I've interacted with so many customers, and they say, hey, we want to do automations, and on the voice front, on digital fronts, on social media, and so on and so forth, right? And rightly so, the focus is on automation at all levels. But from a customer experience perspective, when everything fails as in the customer don't get answers using the self service, though that's their preferred choice of mechanism, right, of doing sorting things out. They would like to do things on their own. They would like somebody to assist, right? And when they reach out to somebody within the organization, it's that experience better be good, right? Because then you need the employees to be empowered, equipped to handle all their questions, because they have done the first and second level of assessments on their own, right? They have tried to, they have tried Google, they have tried YouTube, they have tried asking their colleagues, friends, and they can't get answers. They reach out to you, right, to the organization, and then the agent better be equipped to answer all their questions. That agent better be an expert on the matter, right? And that's why employee experience is also essential in delivering the right customer experience that we are looking at, right? So essentially, what I'm trying to say is the today's needs require today's solutions, right? Because things have evolved, and we need to look at what are the new challenges, how the customer behavior, consumer behavior has evolved, and we need today's solutions. So speaking about the evolution of the things, is what we are looking at is it started with just the customer experience was associated with the contact center. What we do how we deliver, help the customers out, solve their queries, and so on and so forth. It's very, very voice centric in 90s, which became a contact center. That's in We introduced email, we introduced additional touch points, right? Web chat, all were silos, but yet offering multiple customer touch points, which became the omni channels, where we said, hey, okay, we no matter where you are reaching out to us, the experience is consistent. We maintain the context across all the channels, right? And that's where the focus on primarily in let's say about 7 8 years back, right? The focus on customer service and omni-channel delivering that. Now it is evolving to the multi-experience across. No matter, we are not limited to just voice and email, web chat, and social channels, but we are looking at devices, right? We are looking at IoT plays. We are going beyond the traditional channels here, and that is where the multi-experience comes into the picture. And now what we're thinking about is more focus. More and more organizations are thinking about the delivering the total experience, which is focus on the customer, delivering, taking the decisions just in time for the customers doing the transactions, and delivering that experience. That means on the fly decisions needs to be taken, either by at the automation level. That means the bot that you are referring to, or the website, which is again if there is some bot engine that is running in the background, or you are working with the agents or people within the organizations, right? Then they need some empowerment to take the just in time decision to deliver that just in time experience for the customers, right? Now this is how it is evolving. That means we need to bring in the automation, lot of automation, AI, analytics. These are not the jargons, but these are the technologies that needs to work together to deliver these experiences. To that these technologies needs to come together to deliver that experience to the customers, right? And essentially, partly it would say directly engaging with the customers, or partly empowering the agents or employees within the organization to help them deliver that experience, right? Now the question is, there are we understand that the technology is evolving. There are new AI models we are talking about. There are new analytic techniques that keep coming every day, and so on and so forth, right? So if you try to do everything on your own, deliver this experience, hey, I want to deliver this experience, whether the omni channel, whether the multi experience, or a total experience. If you try and do it in house, yes, certainly you can do that. But what happens is your technical debt goes up, because you need to evaluate technology, deploy it in house, manage it, maintain it, get your people trained, and keep maintaining it over the period of time, right? You can do that, but your technical debt goes up, and your ability to respond to the changing needs of the customers reduces. That means your agility reduces. So how do you do that, right? What's an answer to go about it? And because I'm representing Avaya, I'll give you a perspective from Avaya's view. Is Look at the cloud solutions, right? Because and specifically when I say cloud solutions, that really focuses on the customer experience, the user experience, and the employee experience at the same time, right? So you are not looking at cloud from a point solution. Say, hey, I need certain capability, so I go to cloud X. I need another capability, I go to cloud Y. But it is important, and it should matter to you whether it is fine, to switch to cloud to do multiple things. But are these two the clouds services that you are taking, are they talking to each other? Are they seamlessly integrated with each other? It's very important when you are looking to deliver that experiences, right? So from Avaya, we deliver this services, whether that focuses on the customer experience, or they focus on the employee experience at one place, right? So that is what is delivered. And also there are things like the real time insights, which is the AI and analytics capabilities that you need, the open APIs ecosystems that you need to integrate with various applications, which is some of the LOB applications that you may be using on prem or some other cloud, your various customer touch points across traditional channels and voice, digital and social channels. They come together on one single platform at one single place. But most importantly, what we do is what we understand, which any technology provider should do is the way technology is evolving, the rate at which it is evolving, it is impossible for one organization to provide complete solution. And I'm sure the enterprises understand the same thing as well, right? So that's why I mentioned refer earlier that you have to look at, if even if you are using consuming application from two different cloud, do this cloud talk to each other, right? Is there a seamless integration available, and so on and so forth, right? And that's where what Avaya has done, just a one perspective, is we have created a cloud ecosystem of our partners. So Avaya delivers the customer experience solutions, but there are a host of other applications that are available directly through Avaya, or there is a seamless integration with the other partner ecosystems cloud that exist in there, right? And you can find there various cloud providers like Verint, eGain, Microsoft, IBM, NICE, Salesforce, across various applications that you will find, whether it's a employee experience or customer experience, or we're talking about artificial intelligence or analytic solutions or other industry solutions, and so on and so forth. So it's all come together at one single place, so that you don't have to go and shop around at multiple places, and at one level you have your customer experience delivered from one single cloud, right? So with that, I know the time is limited, but yeah, this is I'll conclude my session, and with that particular thing. Thank you so much for your time, and if there are any questions, happy to take those. Otherwise, I will hand it back to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you so much for presenting such a great and intuitive presentation, sir. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present the appreciation certificate to Nilesh Marathi, Sales Specialist Leader, India and SAC, Avaya. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Pratisha.